Hi there, my name is Leo from the Violet Unicorn in Nova Scotia, and I teach beginner weaving on a 15-inch Cricut rigid heddle loom. So I'm going to teach you today the basics of how to start weaving on a rigid heddle loom. Right now, I've got it all warped up and I'm ready to go. The heddle is this part here, and it is in the neutral position. Neutral means that all of our strands are nice and flat. To begin with, we're going to take the heddle with both hands, tip it and slide it up so that it's up on this little dip here. You can see that it has separated our yarn half high, half low, and that's created the part called the shed. This is our shuttle. We are going to pass our shuttle through the shed, and we run it right along the heddle there so that we don't catch any of our strands of our warp. We're going to leave probably about 3 or 4 inches of a tail down on the right side. Both hands on your heddle. Tip it to release the tension, bring it down, and just straighten it out. The first row you're just straightening it. We bring it back to our low position, which is right under here. If you find that it's slipping and won't stay under, just reach and grab your little dial there to tighten her up. Next, we're going to bring the shuttle back through. Pass it right along your heddle. And I'm going to pinch right where it came out from that previous row. I'm going to pinch it to the last strand on the warp. I'm going to give it a little tug just so that it wraps nicely around that. We don't want to pull it in too far and have everything scrunch in. And we also don't want to leave it loopy and have a big loop sticking out. So you just want that nice tug just to secure that right around that last piece of your warp. We leave the yarn at a little angle there, both hands on your heddle. Bring it down and I tip it so that I can see what I'm doing. I can see how much space I'm leaving between the rows. Now I go back to the high position. I'm going to unwind enough yarn so it'll comfortably go through. I'm going to run it through right along the heddle. Set it down. And again, I'm going to look at the very last strand of that warp and I'm going to give it a little pinch right where it has come out from the previous row. Just a little tug, just so that it wraps nice and securely around. Both hands on the heddle. Bring it down, get your spacing nice, and then low position. So left is low. If your yarn is coming out on the left side of your scarf, your heddle will be in the low position. Pass it through right along the heddle, and again, pinch it to the last bit of your warp, leave your angle, both hands on the heddle, bring it down. Now the spacing depends on how you want your garment to look. If you want to pack it down tight, you'll have a lot of density to it, but we're making a really nice flowing scarf, so we're leaving some air in between the rows. It will actually help a lot with the drape of the scarf when you're done. So again, I pinch it to that last strand, give it that little tug, both hands on the heddle, bring it down, low position, pass it through from the left, right along the heddle, pinch, leave your angle, bring it down, high position. That's all there is to it. And you're going to keep doing this until you have your scarf. If you're ever out in Nova Scotia, come by the Violet Unicorn and I can give you some lessons in person.